Welcome to our podcast. Today we are focusing on the interview with Dr. James Carton from Dublin City University. Project: Professionals and Their Skills in Hydrogen Sector. Project number 2023-1 PL01 KA220 VET 0001598821. Podcast title: Professionals and Their Skills in Hydrogen. Authors: Dr. Aleksandra Marcinkowska of EDU Smart Training Centre Limited, Ireland. Dr. Aleksandra Ścibich, Kopies of Foundation of Education, Development and Innovation, Poland. Editor: Julia Marcinkowska of EDU Smart Training Centre Limited, Ireland. Question 1. How can VET-FE curricula be adapted to include the latest hydrogen technologies and ensure that graduates are ready to meet industry demands? Dr. James Carton: In order to meet industry demands, it is important to determine what those demands and expectations are, understand why they are set at that level, and then formulate a plan to align hydrogen training to those needs. Perhaps surveys and questionnaires could be employed to understand industry demands, coupled with research on emerging trends and recent developments in hydrogen technology, and this could enable the continuous improvement of courses and curricula. Being a fast-paced sector, it is important to acknowledge that training on hydrogen technologies must be reviewed and revalidated on a periodical basis, and care must be taken so materials and programs don't become stagnant, outdated, or irrelevant. Question 2. What interdisciplinary approaches should be integrated into hydrogen training programs to foster innovation and address complex challenges in the sector? Dr. James Carton: It is always important to recognize and place hydrogen as a decarbonizing vector within a much broader sector and within the broader energy transition. Hydrogen should not be taught as a standalone, isolated technology, but as part of something much bigger. The applications of hydrogen itself, in transport, energy storage, energy generation, etc., should form the basis of a variety of interdisciplinary approaches to be considered when training the hydrogen workforce, always considering local needs and resources. Also, we believe that key aspects of certain disciplines should always be incorporated in hydrogen training, such as risk management, especially from a safety point of view, project management, as hydrogen projects will always be constrained by factors such as time, cost and scope, and innovation, given the above-mentioned complex and fast-paced nature of the sector. Question 3. Which specific skills gaps are currently evident in the hydrogen industry, and how can our FE programs be tailored to effectively address these deficiencies? Dr. James Carton: Skills gaps of all types are evident in the hydrogen workforce. In a 2021 survey carried out by the Erasmus Plus HY Skills Project, which DCU was a part of, 2/3 of companies surveyed across different European countries affirmed that it is hard to find skilled professionals, with nearly 80% highlighting the need to train workers internally for hydrogen-related activities. Besides the evident technical skills, human and conceptual skills also present a considerable gap, being virtually not fostered in many VET-FE programs. Human skills, including the ability to work in groups and build cooperative efforts, vital in such a complex sector that requires partnerships and constant collaboration. Likewise, conceptual skills, including the ability to see the environment as a whole and visualize relationships between sectors and areas, need to be fostered in such a broad and varied sector, as previously discussed. Ultimately, the continuous update and improvement of courses and curricula should aim to fill gaps in all types of skills, technical, human, and conceptual, always remembering that VET-FE is also part of the educational system and thus should generate graduates with a broad skill set and equipped with important transversal skills. Question 4. In what ways can stronger partnerships between academia and industry enhance practical, hands-on learning experiences for future hydrogen professionals? Dr. James Carton: As mentioned in question 1, the interaction between academia and industry can establish a valuable loop of continuous feedback and improvement, aiming to align the skills and knowledge of learners with industry needs. Furthermore, Such partnerships could enable more authentic experiences for learners in companies that have the infrastructure in place to facilitate hands-on training on site, which many educational training institutes may not have. By providing opportunities for practical experience and internships, a mutually beneficial bond between industry and VET-FE can be established, further strengthening the alignment of skills that would ensure that industry demands are met. Question 5. How can Dublin City University's Hydrogen Department play a pivotal role in shaping national VET policies that support the growth of the hydrogen economy? Dr. James Carton, Dublin City University conducts research on a variety of topics related to the hydrogen sector and the broader sustainability sector, including on the education and training in those areas. Current research on the role of VET-FE as an enabler of the hydrogen sector is exploring innovative pedagogies, transferable skills, as well as vital elements of adult education, as important elements of further education on sustainability. The findings will hopefully provide the Irish FE sector with results and insights that will allow them to reshape policies, strategies, and programs. Additionally, DCU has consolidated itself as the epicenter of Ireland's hydrogen research, being part of many collaborative projects and featuring a hydrogen lab. Thank you Dr. James Carton for your contribution and expertise to our project. This podcast is co-funded by the European Union. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are exclusively those of the authors and do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of the European Union or the European Education and Culture Executive Agency. Neither the European Union nor the EACEA bears any responsibility for them. All results developed within the framework of this project are made available under open licenses, CC BY SA 4.0 deed. They can be used free of charge and without restrictions. Copying or processing these materials in whole or in part without the author's permission is prohibited. If the results are used, it is necessary to mention the source of funding and its authors.